I'm painting a rose, and I'm beginning with Opera Rose. It seemed appropriate. So I did a rough sketch so that I have an idea of where the petals are. And I'm working on Strathmore watercolor card. The chief value of which, in addition to being already cut as a card and being inexpensive, is that it is very easy to lift from it. And I want to do some lifting here so as to vary the color. And by lifting, I mean, as you can see, I rinse the brush and dry it roughly, so then I end up with what is called a thirsty brush. And a thirsty brush, as the word suggests, likes to pick up pigment because it's thirsty. I'm adding a little bit of new gamboge here and there. I'm not a big fan of Opera Rose by itself. And with the same gamboge, I'm going to make a green by mixing it with some INDANTHRENE blue that I had on my palette. And here too I'm going to lift a little bit. And then I'm going to let this first layer dry. This new layer, I'm going to use Cobalt Violet by Winsor & Newton. Cobalt Violet is one of those pigments that varies greatly according to the brand. And though I like them all, the Winsor & Newton is among the ones I tried, the most gentle, the one's closest to a pink, really. Not that I'm a great fan of pink, but it works here. And I'm going to use a darker color for the inside, and that is a QUINACRIDONE Magenta. The brand I have is Turner's, which is a very inexpensive brand of watercolor. I think it's a house brand of Jerry's Artarama. So I think if you want, some might say that it's not as high quality as, say, Winsor & Newton or Daniel Smith. That may be true. I'm not an expert. And I do like Winsor & Newton and Daniel Smith, but I think Turner's would be a nice in-between way of getting a lot of different pigment if you do want to see what the different pigments look like. That said, I had some cadmium red and orange from Turner's that I really did not care for. But I do love their QUINACRIDONE Magenta. And I also like their translucent or transparent yellow. And finally, I'm going back to that green I made, but added some more blue to it. To complete this little rose card.